Hi, yes, I'm Elizabeth Hagel. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Olivia. You can have a seat. We'll get started. So, what job are you interviewing for today?
I'm interviewing for a pediatric nurse position at PM Pediatrics.
Tell me about your strengths.
I'm really good with time management and I learn really quickly. I catch on really quickly and I'm good at working either by myself or with a team.
Now, what are your weaknesses?
I'm a shy person, so I have to make a conscious effort to step out of my comfort zone.
How would your current or last boss or professor describe you?
They would say that I catch on really quickly and I'm respectful.
What were your boss's responsibilities?
Their job was to oversee the facility, make sure the business is running properly and that the customers are satisfied.
What's your opinion of your boss?
I think my boss is a really hard worker. Not only does she run the business I work for, but she runs another business and she suffers Lyme disease, so that makes it hard for her to work long hours and be on her feet for a long time, but she still manages to run both the businesses, so I think she's a hard worker for that.
How would your coworkers or subordinates describe you professionally?
They would say that I'm really easy to work with and that I stay focused on the task at hand.
Why do you want to work for us?
Because I went to school to be a nurse, and so since this job is a nursing job, it goes along with what I have my degree in, and it's working solely with children, and that's where my passion is. So,
why do you want to leave your present employer?
I enjoy my current job, but it doesn't have anything to do with what my degree is in, and I don't get to work with children. So,
why should we hire you over the other finalists?
Because I learn really quickly and I have a background with children, so I know how to make them feel comfortable, and that is part of the job. So,
what qualities or talents would you bring to the job?
As I just stated, I have prior experience working with kids, so I feel that that would be an asset going into this job as a pediatric nurse.
Tell me about your accomplishments.
I was the valedictorian of my graduating class in high school. I'm on the dean's list at UTC, and I'm a teacher at Children's Church at my church.
What is your most important contribution to your last or current employer?
Once my boss hired me, I started working her shifts so she could focus on just solely the managerial side of the business.
How do you perform under deadline pressure, and give me an example?
I want to be really organized whenever I have deadlines coming up. So at my job, I have certain things I have to do before I can leave, and so making lists and checking off the things on the list as I go through them helps me to get it done, and also multitasking.
How do you react to criticism?
I try to use it as positive reinforcement. So if somebody tells me something I maybe need to change, I try to take it as they're trying to help me to better myself, and I try to apply it to how I am as an employee.
Describe a conflict or disagreement at work in which you were involved, and how was it resolved?
Well, whenever I first started, my boss's young daughter came and visited, and she actually let one of the dogs loose, and my boss thought that I was the one who let the dog loose since I was new, and I had to be respectful and remain calm and explain to her what had really happened to keep myself out of trouble, but also without coming across as rude.
What are two of the biggest problems you've encountered at your job, and how did you overcome them?
I, at first, had to stay over and do a lot of the stuff because I couldn't get it all done within the hours I was set to work. And so I started really multitasking to get everything done. And also, once I accidentally bleached the floors when I was cleaning one of the rooms, and my boss confronted me about it. And so I just apologized and tried to be respectful about it. And from then on, I started asking more questions before I would do something so I wouldn't make mistakes like that in the future.
Think of a major crisis you faced at work and explain how you handled it.
Once a customer came to pick up their dogs, and they actually had 3, and as they didn't have their own leashes, so I went to bring her bring her some of the leashes, and some of the dogs got loose, and so she started freaking out, and so I tried to remain calm, and I ended up getting the dogs for her and apologizing for what had happened, and she was fine with it. She calmed down after that, and so I solved it by remaining calm and getting the dogs for her.
Give me an example of a risk that you took at your job, past or present, and how it turned out.
The closest thing I've done to taking a risk is doing things a little bit differently than my coworkers. I do the same tasks as them, I just maybe do it in a different order, and it just works better for me.
What's your managerial style like?
I'm big on being respectful to people no matter what their position is, whether they're the CEO or they are a lower position than me, and also just staying organized and having lists of things that need to be completed and making sure that each thing is completed at the end of the day.
Have you ever hired employees, and if so, have they lived up to your expectations?
No, I have not hired employees.
What type of performance problems have you encountered in people who report to you, and how did you motivate them to improve?
I do not have people that report to me, but if I did need to motivate someone, I would try to focus on their strengths and also help them with their weaknesses to overcome them.
Describe a typical day at your present or last job.
So I have to make sure the dogs get to go outside plenty of times that day. I have to make sure the facility is kept clean and check customers in and out and make sure that their experience at the company is good enough for them to want to come back.
What is the book you have read recently?
The Bible, because it helps me to get through daily life.
What do you see yourself doing 5 years from now?
I see myself graduating with my master's in nursing and moving up in my job that I'm in.
Okay, that's all the questions I have for you today. I'll be in touch with you within a few days.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you.
You too. You have a good rest of your day.
You too.